Oh, what is going on, everybody?
No!
It is Pixelparters here, and welcome back. Days Attorney Investigations. When we left off, we have Sheena,
In
quote
quotes,
unquote,
yeah.
Sheena over here,
End quote.
and we're trying to trap her into this all this Yatagarasu business because we know she's involved. She's hiding the truth. She ain't a truther over here. So, because I was so lost, I went ahead and checked a walkthrough to see what we had to do, and thank God, because I would have never guessed it in a million years.
I
You're all
remember
like,
you telling me, I don't know what
oh.
it is because you always look at it, but I don't. So we
Yeah.
have, some half surprise.
well,
but
I had said it because it was at the.
because you said that. Oh, I don't remember what it was, so don't say it.
I won't.
You said that it's something you wouldn't have guessed. So by the time we would have gotten down to it, we would be have no health.
Pretty much, because we're always like we're focusing on this part here of show me, because usually that's like one of those standout moments of like, oh, this is where something goes.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's here when we found nothing suspicious in Mr. Cochin's office, and we present the counterfeit bills.
Oh.
Because they're not there anymore, I suppose. So, I guess that's it. You didn't find anything suspicious at all.
That's right.
I highly doubt that.
But I didn't. You can even ask the other men.
I don't need to, for I found what you should have. I found what you should have a while ago.
Excuse me?
In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there.
What's up?
Yeah.
There he goes. He's like, what? That sure got people to. Oh, she was not happy. That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right? So what if it was? Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills?
No.
You see, so there was nothing in that office. Nothing you can call evidence anyway.
Speaking of things you Interpol agents have missed, I did find one more.
Your pompous attitude is unnecessary. All I require is the evidence.
Very well. I'll show her the hidden piece of evidence that her and her fellow Interpol agents missed. Oh,
Oh, no.
shit! Oh, God.
We're
I
back
didn't
to
think to look
square
this
one.
far
Oh,
ahead.
wait, the wire.
Hey!
Hey, I win.
I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire.
And what exactly is it supposed to mean?
A length of wire? So what about it? I'll tell you one we found in this Bobley's embassy not long ago. What?
We
And we found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office.
You found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder? Oh boy.
So I think you'll agree now that I cannot trust you when I say that Interpol has thoroughly checked every room, and that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation of the Yatagarasu.
You still suspect me, I see. Alright then, I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete.
The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena. This is not possible if the reason the person K was chasing chose the third floor was because that person knew there would be no other agents on that floor. Furthermore, I've come to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting K.
Yep.
In that case, there's one location that no one has yet to inspect. Team investigation complete. Fail to inspect this location. The other room. The location, Agent Sheena, is of course the room you claim to have examined.
Yeah, because you should be like, alright, there's something in there, then they wouldn't go in there.
I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection.
Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you in there.
I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir, I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out that room next to the office.
Don't miss anything, please.
And now we wait.
Yep. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you really think that Miss Sheena is the Yatagarasu?
Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is.
Then I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu is the question.
If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping you will find, then I should be able to.
And just what are you hoping he'll find?
Let's just say this.
His marbles?
I had Detective Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier.
An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science.
It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu.
And what did you find out by doing that?
First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, by that going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Bobbly's ink.
Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway.
But is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove.
Oh.
Miss Dedrick, I found some things you really need to see, sir.
Did you find a coat covered in ash and Bobbly's ink?
So what are these things that you
The
found?
same coat that Kay saw? Makeup.
Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir.
You found a coat? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it?
Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I stored them in that room.
Ah.
Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. May I have them back now?
These items I just brought back are incredibly significant. And by the way, you taught me something that I'm sure I'm about to say to you. I request that we will be allowed to examine them. Are you gonna say it?
They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Are you gonna say it? Are you gonna say that? I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this. I say let them look at your stuff, Sheena.
Lang!
Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right?
I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide.
Good. Now let us begin. So, which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? So which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? I'm just saying that from off camera. I figured Edgeworth was going to make the whole, because remember how she was the one that taught us in the flashback case that you never, give up your evidence for the, I can't remember the exact quote, but she was telling us to not give up the evidence to the guilty party so easily, because remember she took the Yatagarasu's key knife and ran away with it, and she was like, told you not to do that. So I figured he was gonna, return it, but he has learned his lesson to not let the evidence out of his hands.
Yep.
So we're gonna look at granted, we could look at the shoes too. Let's look at the coat.
Yeah,
the coat's a big one. Let's examine the coat. Yes, sir. It appears to be interesting your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena. Yatagarasu that Kay saw was wearing a coat.
you just call me Key.
And I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace.
Yatagarasu's Key.
God.
No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police out police put out the fire. Yes, I know.
And what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat?
Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie?
Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern that I got on my coat when I went through the fireplace.
Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace...
Which I can.
What? How?
You did a great job, Detective Gumshoe. Huh? But Misa, what did I do? This coat was exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for.
Yep.
I had been hoping to find the coat that the person Kay saw was wearing. And thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat. I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir. All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance on the coat hem is.
The ink. Oh, and you think you can do that?
Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat. That right there.
They could have it tested. But Bobbly's ink?
Yes, this is what will prove that this coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Polano, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning.
You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again.
My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time.
Ooh.
If the dark substance on this coat turns out to be Bobbly's ink, it would prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall.
Ah!
A ghost punch you again? Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet.
But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Bobbly's ink on the coat hem.
Oh, but I do, and I intend to show that it is ink in a few seconds.
How?
How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you.
You gonna burn it?
This is how I'll prove that dark substance on the coat is Bobbly's ink.
Burn it!
Burn the witch. We can find out whether that is Bobbly's ink or not by lighting it on fire. That's how you're going to prove that's Bobbly's ink? Yes, if you could please cut the section of the dark stained area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you here and now what the dark substance is. Sheena? Sorry to do this, but I'm going to have to cut off a bit of your coat.
Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway.
Now then, if someone could loan me a lighter or something.
Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs.
Then if I could wait. Smoke.
Yeah.
If I could please have one, okay, that we get this experiment underway.
A smoke bomb here, sure. It's a flame.
It's the same color as the flames Wick crystal oil produces, which means Bobbly's ink is a product of Wick crystal oil, and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagarasu's other wing.
Miss Sheena, you're the fake Yatagarasu, the one who killed my father.
It's about time you came clean, Agent Sheena. Or should I say, Callisto you.
He's like, what?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You're not serious, are you? Do I look like the joking type to you?
Callisto you? I've never heard that name before in my life. It's that Demandro speaking. It's that attitude. You haven't changed a bit in 7 years.
Yeah, the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and then tried to frame me for it.
Oh, really? And have you proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me.
The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world.
I take offense to that. Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. Do you really have some things that can prove that she is Callisto you?
I do. Something that the second Yatagarasu has preserved for us these last 7 years.
Do me the honor, Mr. Edgeworth.
I will, Kay, for we have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this and clip the Yatagarasu's wings for good. The key.
Yep. Don't waste my time with garbage.
What?
Maybe not. Now go throw it out in the trash can in the hallway.
Oh. I thought you said you weren't the joking type, yet here you are telling jokes. But I'm not laughing.
But you just did. Mr. Edgeworth, that piece of evidence I saved for all these years. Think you can prove that Miss Sheena is really Callisto you if you use it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's time we brought this case to 7 years ago. Oh, it's the other thing. It's the thing that Kay saved, not Sheena / Callisto you. It's the perfume. What? Okay. They trolled me for a second. I was like, why is that bar not going? Oh my god. This perfume will prove you to be Callisto you.
It will?
Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle. This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well.
This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades, which means that your fingerprints are still on here, every last one. Damn, that's badass.
We can clear everything up if you were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Agent Sheena, will you submit yourself for a fingerprint test?
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
You sure you don't want to do that?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, that's no.
Yo, she is fucking.
She's not okay. That's full on freaking Gasai mode.
That is the most terrifying thing I've seen in a while in this game.
It looks like you've seen through me yet again. Good God. You're sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edgeworth.
Callisto, you.
So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago.
Sheena, you're...
Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You're an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted idiot of a man.
So you were a spy all along? A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after? Someone who's been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time?
Very good! Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Callisto, you. The woman who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagarasu. That's right. Callisto, you. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. I hate this.
Callisto, you, this time you won't escape, for this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly.
You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagarasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here you are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was. What?
Kay, don't.
Bitch, I'm going. Oh, I'll never forgive you for what you did to my father. You really are just like him. Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty. Oh, damn.
That's bad.
That's,
Kay! You let Kay go right now, pal.
You're despicable! Let go of me, you filthy... Ah! You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu. That's impossible! My father was the one who created Little Thief. Hey, Edgeworth. The Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is?
Why it has 3 legs? Is it because there's 3 you motherfuckers here? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system.
That sounded like Gumshoe, little.
Whoops. No, it can't be.
Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu?
The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... it's neither.
Oh.
The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Byrne Faraday nor Callisto Yu. But by the same token, they're also both the real Yatagarasu.
How very perceptive of you. No way.
The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed.
Mr. Edgeworth, No! I refuse to believe this!
The Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. The Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. And the lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor to be well versed in the ways of a criminal.
Oh.
And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever.
Whew. Oh, that's cool.
Detective Bad. It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. Because the lead detective on the case hid it all away, oh yeah.
Yo.
You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu? Hey, who called it?
You called it
Who
forever
called it forever ago? That bad. Grant, all 3 of them were the real Yatagarasu, but I said he was the Yatagarasu.
And you were technically correct.
Is.
Yeah.
He is one of them. He's part of the tripod that makes up the system. Oh yeah, pal. Alright. I've been looking for you for a long time. 7 long years, but I finally got you.
Why, Mr. Bad? Long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. You were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. He was just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grow weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time I won't miss.
Stop. You. Kate. I hope that was bad shooting her. Or Lang? Lang? Did Lang just pop Sheena in the head?
Whoa.
It's over, Sheena.
Your leg?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that'll do it. Agent Lang.
Grr.
You idiot. What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that?
Jesus.
What are you risking your life for? I'm sorry, Detective Babbitt, no matter what sort of past she may have had. Or even if she's a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her, not even from you.
Really, dude? You really are an idiot. You know that?
That's fine with me. You should know by now that this is just how I am. Hey, sis.
Yes?
I want you to conduct a full body search. She might have another weapon on her.
All right. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please.
Sir! There's 17
I mean,
knives,
he is
4
the kind of
guns.
guy who gives a birthday present to his subordinate's wife's brother's wife.
It was a long chain.
Something
Don't
like
go
that.
down that far.
Yeah.
Hey, I found something.
Oh.
What does this say? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle. This is a great find, Detective. Huh? It is, sir?
Yeah.
Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle.
Yep, there it is. Boom.
I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon. Hey, they fit together perfectly. This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched. I gotta go through this Bob Lee's knife now. Alright, I trust you'll make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Polano. Bob Lee's knife handle given to Detective Gumshoe. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto Yu. But the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Cochin's murder. Which means you must be Mr. Cochin's killer. You killed Mr. Cochin with the Alabastia knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade of the Bob Lee's knife with you. Later you allowed yourself to be spotted by K near the open air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up? Oh god.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that weird. Yeah. Squidward. You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are 2 problems with it.
Problems? In what respect?
None that I have for you.
Oh,
Why do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me?
Huh?
It was also I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewaterland, I knew right away that you were Bern Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Yatagarasu. So that's why you tried to pin Mr. Cochin's murder on me? Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight. So I thought to use you, but pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another? Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu.
Ah, shit, she got the thingy. She got a little thief.
Well, they just searched her.
Oh, true. I figured that when she had, grabbed her, she had probably like snuck it away or something. I don't know, but
No, remember they did the whole thing with the burning money?
Well,
That was after.
I was saying that I figured that
when
just now when she grabbed her with the gun to her head.
They just searched her.
Yeah, I know, but
You were going to take little thief away from me? 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key.
Then the person who stole the Yatagarazu's key was Mr. Faraday? You, that incident 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it?
In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment.
Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu?
Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean?
The person I take orders from hasn't changed, even now, to this day.
Huh? Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Cochin? Then the real ringleader's still out there pulling the strings.
That's not good.
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. You're going to tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena?
I guess I should tell you, then, that I was the one who set the Bobbly's embassy on fire.
And why did you do that?
I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills.
That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do? Then why start 2 fires?
Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to... No, now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Catch a ride.
Get
your ride. I mean, Miss Sheena. Yes? When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. Haha, you can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot Edgeworth.
Huh?
About the second problem I had with your story, I didn't kill anyone tonight.
What?
I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will.
Mr. Prosecutor? Yes, Agent Lang. Mark my words, I'm not done here and I will be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything, because this has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be.
Oh, jeez.
His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg.
I was gonna say, he's got so much adrenaline from rage flowing through him right now.
Bye.
Whew.
It's finally over, Kay.
I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? And it's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed.
That person's the real ringleader behind the smuggling case.
Ringleader.
Fuck.
We both can't talk.
No.
Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me?
I assume they're gonna be important then.
They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jammin' Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome.
I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a little bit of soil stuck on the ends of these sticks.
Weird.
Oh, it's evidence, all right. That's going to be the last piece of evidence in this game. I guess it's that time already, huh?
So it's midnight, the dawn of another day.
Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. You really done a lot for everyone all these years. Detective Bad, don't tell me today is the day. Oh, God. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace.
Oh, yeah, because she's been captured.
It was down to the wire and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything.
Kind of.
But that's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring.
That's Edgeworth still.
Oh, the ringleader of the smuggling ring.
The ringleader of smuggling ring. The
Oh,
Yatagarasu
okay, that makes
we're
sense.
chasing after.
You, the Yatagarasu, we're chasing after. The legend of the Yatagarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. Oh yeah, I'm counting on you.
Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also part of the Yatagarasu?
As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you.
Uncle Bad.
Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right?
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Oh, what? Come on, sir. She's just shaking in my chain. Isn't she, Mr. Edgeworth? Detective Bad? Wait, no, you are no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Yatagarasu. Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, yeah, I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files from the Yatagarasu stole from my office.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Wait, what?
Okay.
Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night.
Oh.
So So the Yatagarasu who stole into my room was you, was it? Wait, then that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir.
That was a very short what for all those A's.
Yeah. Oh, it's true, even if it's not something you want to hear.
It kind of is funnier for him to say it just that
Yeah.
off more.
Well, the KG8 incident. It was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You was the elder sister of the victim in that case. When the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time.
Oh boy.
That's how we formed the Yatagarasu and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group.
Mr. Amano's conglomerate?
We called ourselves the Yatagarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up.
This reminds me, sorry to interrupt you, but this reminds me of those detectives who were working together with with Gant and Lana and all that.
Yeah. I can't remember what they're called. I know what you're talking
Marshall and
about. Yeah,
Angel
how they were
Star
all
and
like
yeah.
one big thing. Yeah.
And then it was finally time. We'd finally arrived at the moment when we'd found out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. And Faraday, he died for it.
But why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident?
After Faraday's death, I looked into her past. And that's when I found out that she was a phony. The victim of the KG8 incident, CCU. Or CCU.
Miss Cece, you said it right. Don't correct yourself with the wrong name.
She never had a sister.
I was proud of you for a second. You ruined it.
What? Then that means...
Sheena wasn't the only fake name she used. Callisto U was another pseudonym.
Oh.
From the very beginning, that one was a spy sent by the smuggling ring.
She said it herself. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning.
Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely.
Trump card?
That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago.
It's the mark of the Yatagarasu, but why?
This is a directives card from the big boss.
Snake?
Yeah.
Take a look at the back. This was something Cochin had on him at the time of the KG8 incident 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU.
But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu?
The reason why we all called ourselves the Yatagarasu was because of the three-legged raven mark on the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail.
Huh.
The person who received the order was supposed to burn it immediately after reading it.
Makes sense.
And apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze.
Oh.
So you mean the cards were written in Bobbly's ink?
The fact that the card that Cochin was sent made it into Faraday's hands at the time is nothing short of a
Hands at
miracle.
all, not the time.
Damn it.
I don't know where you got the time from.
We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police.
So that's what those white cards are.
The great thief, they used the mark. that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind.
Interesting.
And one more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you.
I thought he was talking
I thought I was
about
gonna
his
give him a lollipop. Yeah. What is this, sir?
This is a lollipop.
This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important definitive piece of evidence.
But I thought it was stolen. How do you have it?
The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano, and he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after all the other days kidnapping case.
This video. Don't come any closer, I'm warning you!
Oh gosh.
This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsmouth was trying to conceal from us.
Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Amano was preparing to take on the boss someday, and the video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence.
And that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader of Mr. Portsmouth.
The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them.
The evidence Mr. Portsmouth thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is...
Whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law.
Is the boss one of those who could not be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? Detective Bad. There's no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them.
You still insist that even now? You really are something else. I leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs! It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu.
Bobs.
Don't ever lose your detective spirit. Bobs, why is this happening? This isn't justice! Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go. Yes, sir!
Kay's not okay.
Is this really the end of a legend?
Kay needs a hug!
For real.
She's been standing there staring at the floor.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's time to continue this. Next time.
Man, things have really gone up to the next level.
Ooh, they got serious, and now my throat hates me.
I was gonna
Good
say,
job,
how's
me.
your vocal cord?
Oh, they're hanging on,
gone?
but yeah.